we may be short 2 Pro Bowlers. According to Jeremy Fowler of ESPN, in one of his segments on just kind of like, hey, news and notes, what's going on in the NFL, he had this little note. There's multiple things about the Raiders on there, Tom Brady, all this kind of stuff. Where's Derek Carr going to go, et cetera. But there's this 2 little paragraphs that kind of snuck under the radar that hit me. Here's Fowler. Meanwhile, in Vegas, I've talked to a few people around the league who expect coach Josh McDaniels and general manager Dave Ziegler to continue aggressively tweaking the roster, to which I thought, well, fuck yeah, they got to rebuild the entire defense. But he said McDaniels is big on culture fits and will want his own guys. Teams will be keeping an eye on tight end Darren Waller and wide receiver Hunter Renfrow in that process. When I thought tweaking the roster, I thought doing the defense. He's thinking trading away Pro Bowl pass catchers.
I can see it because Darren Waller is an aging, oft injured now tight end that makes a lot of money. And I just think that Hunter Renfrow is overpaid. Especially, name me a pass catching duo that makes that much money that did well last year. Like, you're not going to find it. If you have a Devontae Adams, that guy's going to get the bulk of your targets. You just need other guys to be able to play roles. I did a comparison between Cole Beasley and Hunter Renfrow. And, Cole Beasley's doesn't have quite the numbers that Hunter Renfrow does, but he also makes a whole lot less money. You don't need to have, if you have a Devontae Adams making almost $30 million a year, you have no business spending $15 million on a slot receiver. It's excess that they were trying to load up for this one last season with Carr. Let's go all in. And it just didn't work out. It didn't work out. And that's a luxury that you don't need or you can afford to have. If you have so many holes other places, you can get a guy to play the slot. And you don't have to pay him $15 million.
This is what gets me about this, though. Dave Ziegler and Josh McDaniels are a combination, whatever the combination of them. We lump them all together. I think that's fair. I think they work hand in hand where it's McZiegler, right? McZiegler gave both these guys extensions. That's what gets me is, they're going to want their own guys. It's a culture fit. You fucking paid these guys. Waller, when you didn't have to. Waller had 2 years left on his contract, and you chose to make him one of the highest paid tight ends in football. And now you're going back and saying, it's not a culture fit. It's not, we got to trade him. It's like, what a fuck up. What a colossal. If you're like, all right, Darren Waller's not a culture fit, then great. You trade him before this season with that amazing contract. You get 2 firsts for him, or like a first and a third. A guy that good on that good of a contract, you get a pirate booty for it. Now, after an injured year and you just paid him $12 million to not produce and be hurt, what a giant clusterfuck if Darren Waller ends up traded and we don't get something great for him. Just terrible management of the roster if that's the case. And same, but not nearly as bad with Hunter Renfrow. You paid him this season. You paid him. You committed to this guy. There's no bigger way as a GM or head coach to say, this is our guy, than to give them $51 million for 3 years, like Darren Waller. That's not what you say in your words, not the play designs for him.
Money.
It's money. That's how you say, you're our guy, we're going to use you. And if they move on, just awful roster management if they trade these guys.
Let me give you an alternative reality. If you're all in on your quarterback, you're all in, you're 100% sold. You're locking up their guys. You're getting them passed. You're getting them weapons. You're locking them up. You're saying, okay, these are the guys that you want. We're all in on you. We want to move forward. You can trade. You can still, because look, Darren Waller is going to need a contract anyway. You're not going to give up that draft capital for Darren Waller and not extend him. This way, he's on a contract already, and
they did not need to extend him last season.
They didn't need to, but they did.
Dave Ziegler got swindled by Waller's management. That's what happened. Congratulations for making it all the way to the end of our video. If you want Darren Waller to catch 20 touchdown passes next season and for Max Crosby to have 30 sacks, go ahead and subscribe and click the next video.